Hi everyone, this is Clint from Persuasive Evangelism. I'm at Lake Sacagawea in the evening. It was a hot day. The sun's gonna set soon. I'm gonna review this book, Being the Bad Guys by Stephen McAlpine. And it says, How to Live for Jesus in a World That Says You Shouldn't. The back cover says, Have you noticed that recently Christian views aren't seen as merely false but dangerous? Our opinion no longer is worth considering, but rather in need of silencing. How did this happen? How did Christians become the bad guys? So, culture is changing so fast. There's cancel culture and so on, and some of the traditional Christian values are now seen as almost evil or dangerous. And if you say you believe that, you can almost be canceled in social media and so on. He basically said that there was a pre-Christian age about where people believed in all these gods and so on, and then the Christian age, which he calls it the second culture after the first culture, which was pre-Christianity, where Christianity is dominated, but not just in churches, but the culture, the values, the institutions, and so on. But now culture is shifting, and it's not going back to a pre-Christianity, but it's going to what they call post-Christianity, called a third culture. And it says, third culture rejects the spiritual reality. The third culture world is hermeneutically sealed off from anything transcendent and recognizes only horizontal identity constructions, not vertical ones. Like, what's your value based on God? It's just your value, what you think yourself or your authentic self is, and so on. Here is where meaning is determined, and here's where authority lies. It is our construct and our deconstruct. And this new culture sees Christian values and so on as almost evil and wants to silence it. So how Christians do we live in this new culture? He gives some advice. Basically, we follow Christ, just like when Christianity first started. Christians were persecuted and so on, but but they continued to live the Christian faith, and it attracted others, Christian converts, and so on. He did say we need to focus on the Christian communities, and he goes, let me see. Oops, wrong page. He says this new culture is really about the individual, whatever they believe is right, whatever they believe is authentic. It doesn't matter if it hurts anyone else or so on. It's just, that's how they become almost, it's like a new religion. But he goes, we must learn to do the opposite. If Jesus had cut the negative people out, we need to focus on Christian cultures, or the Christian communities, the church. But that doesn't mean we seal ourselves off from the culture around us. We need to be in there as the light and the salt. So it says, we must learn to do the opposite. If Jesus had cut the negative people out of his life, he would have been left by himself. Instead, he went to the cross for the sake of exactly those people. That's the level of commitment we are to give one another. We are to cultivate Christian communities in which our common characteristic is Jesus. A surefire apologetic for the church is its ability to create deep community across social and cultural boundaries. As Western cultures fracture into toxic tribalism, it's crucial for churches to form deep, thick communities based around more than convenience. So, we need to focus, we're Christians, and be part of the members of Christ. Another book I read recently talks about, we each have a different gift God's given us. We're different body parts of the body of the Christian church, and we all have a place in the church where we can use our abilities and so on, and show the love of Christ. We need to be committed to the church. We need to do life together, and just show the love and live, as Jesus is the King of our lives. So he goes into a lot more. It's a short book, easy read. It's a little over 100 pages, but I recommend it. Being the Bad Guys by Stephen McAlpine. It's very interesting on what's changing so fast in our cultures. Some of it's funneled by social media, how everything is changing fast. But recommend this book. Thanks, everyone. Goodbye. God bless.